Get ready with me for Avril Lavigne. I'm working at an outdoor venue today. I've already put on some sunscreen and I have to go in less than an hour. It is 2:22 in the afternoon. 9 in the afternoon. I think I want to go with a lighter eyebrow look because I do kind of want to look early 2000s, like grungy. So I'm going to start doing that and feather this out, and I'm going to clean it up just for the sake of time. I would usually be a lot more polished than this, but I did not manage my time super well. Well, actually, you know what? I did manage my time super well. I was able to eat, and that's what matters, because there's nothing worse than working at this venue for it's anywhere from 8 to 10 hours sometimes, and not eating. Well, I'll have snacks and stuff, but not eating a proper meal. So I'm really proud of myself for doing that. And that's on growth, y'all. This time last year, I was working my corporate job on top of all my other jobs, and I would hardly have time to eat. I'd be rushing from one job to another, making up hours, just so I could get there on time. There was a moment in time this year, I think it was end of January, early February, where I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Because I had been living like that for so long, 3 jobs, and one being a full-time job. I'm like, why am I working this full-time job if I don't even have enough money to have fun? Because all my other jobs were taking up the rest of my time. So all my other jobs were my fun money, but what's the point of having fun money if you can't even have time to have fun and use it, you know what I mean? Of course, there were other factors that contributed to this. I had an ex that was pretty financially abusive, to be completely honest. He had control of all of the bills, so I honestly never knew how much everything was. I was just blindly Venmoing and paying him for everything, and he would nickel dime me for anything. He would also pretend like he never had money and would have me feeling bad, which is my fault. I was buying things for him whenever I shouldn't have, and he was putting money into crypto instead. So whenever he said he didn't have money, he was lying, and he was putting thousands and thousands of dollars into crypto. Just his one job, his salary was double what my full-time job was. Him and his mom owned the house that we lived in too. I just remember living there, and I knew I needed to get out as soon as possible because things started getting really, really rough and weird. And I honestly became scared towards the end, which was kind of complicated because I didn't really have a support system. My family didn't help me at all. The friends I thought I had at the time they weren't concerned, and they were acting like nothing was really happening. I had friends that would act like I could stay with them, but I couldn't. And towards the end, he had me in this health insurance thing. It was really fucked up. And he was making it sound like he couldn't take me off when all he had to do was email. Once he thought I was a lesbian, then he took me off, which obviously I'm not, but at the time I thought maybe. And I've always been bi-pan, but my head was so fucked up. And yeah, man's had me financially crippled. The last 2 years I was there, I was trying to climb out of that shit, hence all the jobs and everything. But towards the end of that, I was like, what am I doing? I don't want to be struggling to be paying bills, working all this much, and not even be able to enjoy living on my own. So I knew I had to do something about that. And my full-time was definitely playing games with me. I worked at a place called Reg Ed, and they gave me managerial duties for the last 2 years I was there, and was not giving me any more pay. My manager was out all the time. I was talking to HR for 6 months, and then I finally was talking to the head of the department about getting more money for my duties. But the head of the department kept on pushing it back, and I was like, he's not gonna give me anything. He thinks I'm just gonna stay. So I knew I had to go. I had no choice. At that point, they had fucked me over a lot, about lying about bonuses, just different things like that. had me working at one point like 15 hours overtime a week so I could help them get to this goal, and that's where one of the bonuses was going to be, and then they didn't deliver on the bonus. So imagine like 15 hours overtime a week on top of my bartending gigs. I felt mentally ill. And I was also gaslit about that situation by my managers, which was insane. I had never had a boss do that before. But being very neurodivergent, I never really enjoyed corporate. I never understood corporate anyways. And so I was like, money shouldn't be this difficult to make. I love bartending at music venues. I love bartending in general. I will just do that because I make more money in a shorter period of time, and then I'll have more time to pursue my hobbies, my art, everything, you know. And I did that shit, and here we are, filming my little TikTok, getting ready for Avril Lavigne, which I'm so excited for because I fucking loved Avril Lavigne as a kid too. And I'm so happy that I get to actually take my time and get ready rather than rushing and feeling like I'm in a frenzy all the time. Like, genuinely, this time in my life has been monumental for my personal growth, and I've been able to regulate my nervous system, and I'm not scared anymore. And I had grown up a certain way. I grew up pretty much being terrorized by my stepdad, and my mom just like felt like she couldn't leave financially. And whenever I had been in that situation, I had promised myself I would never allow for that to happen. Because not only was it my mom's life, it was my life too, you know? And I had to take a moment and look at myself and be like, I am doing exactly what I said I would never do. I'm in an unhappy situation. I'm in a dead-end job that doesn't respect me. I need to figure this out, and I did. I wasn't about to self-sacrifice for survival because that's not surviving. Like, I genuinely think my soul would have died if I stayed in the situation I was in, and I was just in a perpetual state of unhappiness. I was chronically ill. I was stressed all the time. I was mentally ill. I remember there would be times where I'd like look at other people and I was just content, like not content because I wasn't happy, but I would just be like, I'll never have that. I'll never be happy. I thought that I was just not capable of happiness, and that was far from the truth. I am so happy in my life now. I'm sleeping. I want to hang out with the partner I have. I want to do all these things where before I had no desire. I also feel like I have my creativity back. I used to be a very creative person, and I think that life just kind of beat it out of me, to be honest. I also grew up with a lot of religious trauma, so I was more or less like kind of an atheist for so long, and I found my spirituality and I found connection to source, and I'm just so grateful, and I'm grateful for all the things I know now and that I can create the life I want to live, because heaven is on earth. We can create it. It's just society puts us in a place where we're so dysregulated that we're not able to create our own reality half the time. Now I have hope, I have faith, I have a very amazing relationship, I have good friendships in my life. I feel content with being alone in the times I am alone, because my last relationship I was basically never alone. So I had to relearn, and it took a while for my nervous system to catch up. I cannot begin to express my gratitude and how excited I am for this chapter of my life. I know it just keeps on getting better from here. And that's what happens when you start living for yourself and choosing yourself. I'm going to do some dots for 222. Like so. I changed the bottom. They were knives, so I changed them to like little bones, and then I made these necklaces.